installment of Grok Talk. We are in Merrimack with New Hampshire State Representative Jeanine Notter, which is District what now? Where are we?
Hillsborough 21.
Hillsborough 21 now. And we used to be 19?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And you were originally elected in 2010, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. And, well, congratulations on getting reelected, which is a pretty impressive accomplishment this past year. The political landscape shifted a little bit in the House.
A little.
A little. Part of that, Speaker Norelli did some seat changes, a little rearranging, shuffling, a lot of theories about why. But you're sitting near some new people now. Are you sitting near anybody else from Merrimack?
I can see 3 people from Merrimack from my seat.
Well, you know, you're on the House floor. They could be
yes.
way over there. All right, and then the other day, one of those new people that you're sitting with, you had a little situation?
Yes. I mean, the day was going fine. The people that sit behind me, I can hear them talking, so I had to lean forward several times to hear the speakers up at the well. But the man, he's 2 seats away from me. So there's a new member that sits between us, who's a Republican, and then this other man, a gentleman, is a Democrat. And when I got back from giving my speech on why they shouldn't take our right to carry concealed weapons away, he leaned forward and called me madam. And then I was kind of taken aback at first. I'm like, what? And then I realized, okay, he's being hostile here. He said, you have a decision to make, madam, on whether you're going to morally abide by the new House rule, or if you're going to, I don't know what was going on. I'm like, excuse me? And he said, I'm going to ask you every day if you're carrying a gun. And I said, and I'm going to tell you every day that it's none of your business. I never said that I was carrying a gun. Everything in my speech said if, as I don't want anyone to know one way or the other. And that's the way it should be. I mean, if you have a gun in your purse or on your body, I mean, no one's going to know. What's the big deal?
Well, you know, obviously
I mean, if we were going to shoot them, wouldn't we have done that already?
Yeah, you had a huge force advantage last year. Really. You did.
And those long speeches we were forced to listen to, nobody shot them.
I know. You know, all that contentious discussion. Now this was, I think it was Rep. David Miller. Is that?
Yeah, I don't know his name.
He's an older gentleman.
Yes,
I
didn't know his name. The woman who sits in front of me, there are 3 women in front of me that go that way. One of them looked him up. She knows who he is. Mm-hmm. So I got his name from her.
I did actually write a blog post about him. I can't remember his name right now, but I think it's David Miller. I think he's 70. I think he's from Keene.
Maybe, is he Keene or Portsmouth?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Laura Jones knows.
Sorry, Mr. Miller. I forget. I just wrote it 2 days ago. So, just your general opinion. Do you think this seating arrangement is set up that way intentionally so that people can be more abrasive like that? I don't.
Well, there's 2 schools of thought on that. Speaker Donna Sitek, former Speaker of the House, she said that they've had mixed seating many times, and it helps to create friendships so that you're not hostile to each other. But back in her day, the Republicans were always in the majority. When the Democrats were in the majority the first time around, I wasn't there, but I heard a lot of stories that were less than civil, that there wasn't any civility.
I've written several stories about the lack of civility against Democrats, not just... All right, so do you expect that when you go back...
Oh, well, I said there were 2 schools of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The other school of thought is that the mixed seating is to confuse the voice votes.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
I heard I heard some good things and some bad things. I didn't really hear anybody say anything about everybody just getting to know each other better, which is great. You know, you mix it up, but you're all there. It's not like you're stuck in your seats all day. You know, you're in committees together.
Right, and you do get along for the most part with the members of the opposite party in committee. You all have lunch together.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, some people said, well, the voice vote. And I did hear that. I'm trying to picture it in my head because I've been there. I'm thinking about what it would look like.
The yays and the nays all together. You know, like before, you know, the yays generally tend to be on one side, nays on the other, with some mixed in. We had one a couple rows behind me. He was a very loud nay when the rest of us were yays. Like, who is that?
Do you think it would inspire people to try to get more roll call votes?
Yes. No, and roll call votes are good because they hold the representatives accountable for the way they vote.
Well, that's good. So you're going to look forward to
I have a copy of
being
the roll call
harassed
sheet.
on a daily basis
I'm going
by
to duck down here to show
David
you the roll
Miller?
call. Oh, well, you know, here he is, a representative, you know, making decisions for 3,000 people and harassing me about whether or not I choose to carry a concealed firearm. This is a cell phone. Does this look like a gun to you?
It doesn't look like a gun to me.
Well, I slipped out of my lap because I forgot I was holding it. And he said, "Is that your gun?" He thinks this is a gun? Really? This is a copy of the roll call on the final vote on 63. Mm-hmm. And if you look at it, and here in Merrimack, in my town, there are 8 representatives. 7 are Republican, and all 7 Republicans voted against the ban. We have 1 Democrat, and she voted for the ban.
It got this. My attention was brought up. It's just like the whole civility narrative. You know, everybody's talking about how Democrats were going to be civil, and I've been saying they never were. Nobody is. And this is the New Hampshire House. You got 400 cats are herding. I said, it can get rhetorically rough down there. You know, things are going to happen. People are going to say stuff. It's about the issues in the debates. As long as it doesn't get personal, it's probably not a big deal. But the idea that somebody would tell you every single day they were going to confront you every time you came to the House, or, you know, for a job you don't really get paid much for, you know, that reeks of trying to get you to stay home, to me. And
I'm not letting him get to me.
I know you're not. I know you're not. But there are people who've been intimidated, even by their own party, into, you know, staying away sometimes. And I just frown on that.
I noticed in my row, I sit in section 4, the votes were the same on every vote. It was 3 red, 3 green, or 3 green, 3 red, 3 red. You know, it was opposite. You could tell who's who. It was party lines on every vote.
And it will continue to be. I mean, you guys are, what, 22 seats away from taking the House back or something like that?
I heard that, but the votes were more than 22 apart, so...
Well, I know that on the gun one there was 6 Republicans who voted in favor of the rule change.
Yes, their names have been published. I've seen them all over.
But
we had a few Democrats that voted with us, one from Nashua.
You know, elections have consequences, and here we are. So. Yeah. All right, well, Jeanine, thank you very much for taking some time to talk to us at Grok Talk, or what else are we doing? Grok TV, all these great things we do, and good luck.
Thank
you. Grok TV.